Yes, I'm back, and today I'm talking about President candidate Donald J. Trump, and a lot of questionable allegations are being brought up, and a lot of lawsuits are being filed against Mr. Donald J. Trump. And articles in the description, by the way, and the word around is he's a rapist. But of course, the media doesn't fit the narrative. Because if he was President Obama or president candidate used to be Ben Carson Coon as if he was any other person with melon, this would be plastered on every goddamn racist white supremacist platform out there. Because I haven't heard this story until I got on the internet. So y'all know my question is, where y'all at? Sean Hannity, the feminist group, especially the black feminists, so they'll never come at no one European who's been charged or soon to be charged of rape. Bill O'Reilly, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, where the fuck y'all at? Cause y'all purposely ignoring this story. But me, as long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna keep exposing it. So let's get into it. It says an anonymous Jane Doe filed a federal lawsuit against GOP presumptive nominee Donald Trump last week, accusing him of raping her in 1994, when she was 13 years old. The mainstream media ignoring the filing. They talking shit on Bill Cosby in this section of the article. I'm passing that because they love coming at Pill and Nate Parker, who has been acquitted of his rape allegation. But these coon ass bedwenching negresses, so-called black feminists, writing articles calling him a rapist. Got people in the media slandering and assassinating his character, even though he's been acquitted. But Donald J. Trump. And this ain't just one person accusing Trump. Because y'all said, oh, you can't ignore the Bill Cosby because it's multiple. It's multiple chicks here. But y'all are purposely ignoring it. But I digress and continue. And covering the story, a media outlet is not finding guilt. It simply reported the news that a lawsuit has been filed against Mr. Trump, and ideally putting the complaint in context. Unproven allegations are just that, unproven. It should be identified that way. Mr. Trump's lawyer says the charges are categorically untrue, completely fabricated, and politically motivated. Proof comes later at a trial, but November election will come before any trial. And while Mr. Trump is presumed innocent, we are permitted, no, we are obligated to analyze the case viably now. All right, let's stop right there, because you saying an unproven allegation should just be that. But like I said a second ago, Nate Parker, he was acquitted. All charges dropped. Found not guilty by an all-white jury. Shout out to y'all who didn't decide to practice white supremacy. Found him not guilty of his shit. But he's still a black predator. He's still a rapist. Because the black man, he's the biggest he's the, what are they calling, the biggest villain to society. Because all they do is shoot up, sell drugs, kill, and rape. Even though the statistics show us that's what all y'all do. And history damn sure tells us that's all y'all do. We're just going to ignore history and FBI statistics and just paint that narrative of all black men. Digressing and continue. No outsider can say whether Mr. Trump is innocent or guilty of these new rape charges, but we can look at record analyzing the court findings here and make a determination as credibility whether the allegations are believable enough for us to take them seriously and investigate them, keeping in mind his denial and reporting new facts to develop. I have done that, and the answer is clear. Yes, the allegations are credible. They ought not be ignored. Mainstream media, I'm looking at you. One, consider the context. Mr. Trump's overt, even proud messaging. The rape case must be viewed through the lens of Mr. Trump's current law standing and well-documented contempt for women. Men who objectify women are most likely to become perpetrators of sexual violence, just as one with a long history of overtly racist comments is more likely to commit a hate crime. Mr. Trump has released calling women dogs, slobs, and pigs, and cyberstalk, and deride journalist Megyn Kelly for having the temerity to ask him to defend his own words. He threw out the most misogynist of attacks, attempting to undermine her professionalism by accusing her of menstruating. He's cruelly ridiculed the appearance of female opponent Carly Fiorina and opponent's wife, Hetty Cruz. His campaign even openly announced that it is disqualified all women for consideration as his vice president. Mr. Trump has a long history of debasing women he's worked with, crossing the line on a regular basis. He's taken lifelong joy in objectifying women, including his proclamation, "Women, you have to treat them like shit." His own quote. That ain't me making shit up. Like I said, articles in the description. I don't gotta lie. This cannot be ignored. Decades of abuse language does not make him a rapist, but it does show us the man is a callous, mean-spirited, misogynist who no sane person would leave alone with her daughter. As Dr. Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Number 2, more context to prior sexual assault court claims have been made against Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump has been accused of worse than misogynist language. 2 prior women have accused Mr. Trump in court documents of actually or attempting sexual assault. Mr. Trump denies all allegations under oath. Ivana Trump accused Mr. Trump of violently rape. First was Ivana Trump, Donald Trump's first wife, who said under oath in 1989 disposition that he had violently attempted to rip out her hair, forcibly penetrate her without her consent, according to the Daily Beast. That's a questionable name. She claimed she was wildly angry that she referred him to a cosmetic surgeon who botched a scalp reduction job to cover a bald spot and caused pain in his scalp. Hence the vindictive yanking on her hair. At the time, Ms. Trump said she felt violated by the alleged rape. A few years later, after the divorce was settled, Ms. Trump claimed that she did not mean the word rape in a literal or criminal sense. I call pure fucking bullshit on that. But digress and continue. Note, virtually every settlement of the case involved a high-profile person paying money to a former spouse, or anyone required the person receiving the money to agree in written ironclad, non-disarrangement, and confidentiality. In plain English, you promise to be quiet and not say anything bad about the party paying you money. This has been the case in hundreds of settlement agreements I have worked out over the years. Ms. Trump have almost certainly contractually prohibited after she signed from saying anything negative about Mr. Trump. It's also common to attempt cure prior negative statements with new agreed to language like "I didn't mean it literally." You didn't mean forcibly penetration literally? Question mark. That's what the article said. A business acquaintance accused Mr. Trump of sexually assault and attempt rape. A second woman accused Donald Trump of sexually assault in 1997. According to The Guardian, then 34-year-old Jill Hart alleged a federal lawsuit that Trump violated her physically and mentally integrity when he touched her intimately without her consent. Her husband went into business with him, leaving her emotionally devastated and distraught. The lawsuit, called the Multiple Acts Attempted Rape, shortly thereafter she voluntarily withdrew the case. When a parallel suit against Mr. Trump brought by her husband was settled with, The Guardian reached a woman in 2016 to ask whether she stood by her sexual assault allegations. She responded, yes. In court filing, according to the report, Ms. Hart alleged that while she and her husband were trying to do business deal with Mr. Trump regarding a beauty pageant, he repeatedly propositioned her for sex and groped her, culminating in frightened allegation incident. Skipping down, number 3, the new Jane Doe child rape claim. Mr. Trump is consistent with verifiable facts about Mr. Trump and his friend Jeffrey Epstein. It has a powerful witness statement attached to it. A third woman accused Trump of rape very recently. According to the Daily Mail, a woman filed an April 2016 lawsuit claiming that she was 13 years old. She was held as a sex slave to Mr. Trump. His friend Jeffrey Epstein. The woman claimed to have a witness, Tiffany Doe, to the instance. She filed a case to probe her as without assistance of lawyer. The case was dismissed by the court for technically filing errors. She then obtained a lawyer and the case was modified and refiled in New York federal court against Mr. Trump and Mr. Epstein. I've carefully reviewed this federal complaint. It is now much stronger than what she filed on her own, which makes sense because she now has experienced litigator representing her. Jane Doe says that as a 13-year-old, she was enticed to attend parties at the home of Jeffrey with the promise of money, modeling jobs. Mr. Epstein is a notorious billionaire pedophile who is now a level 3 registered sex offender, the most dangerous kind, a threat to public safety after being convicted of misconduct with an underage girl. On the fourth instance, she says Mr. Trump tied her to the bed, forcibly raped her, savage sexual attack, while she pleaded with him to stop. She said Mr. Trump violently struck her in the face. She said that afterwards, she revealed that he done. Mr. Trump threatened that she and her family would be physically harmed, if not killed. She says she has been in fear of him ever since. I'm going to stop right there. This is a long-ass piece in this Huffington Post. The article's in the description, by the way. But you see what I'm talking about, people? How shit like this gets swept under the rug. But you got all these allegations against Peel. Acquitted case against Nate Parker. They all types of savages, rapists, menaces to society, a threat to public safety and women all across the United States. But you got these convicted, like I said in my previous video, is this a part of European culture? You got convicted sexual offenders working in Hollywood, recruiting actors. You got these savages, Jeffrey Epstein and Trump, on that type of Hollywood bullshit, promising acting roles to these underage females, forcefully savage fucking them, strong arming them for their underage pussy. But all this shit just gets swept under the rug. We gotta we gotta be quiet about this because this don't fit our narrative. You see what I'm talking about, people? See how corrupt the political world is? You got Trump paying off victims to keep their mouth shut, threatening the lives of them and their family safety. What part of the game is this? But you know, we can't really talk about this because this is all alleged. But you know, when all Peel shit is alleged, his shit is over the statute of limitation. All the sperm allegedly he dropped on them bitches has been dried up for over 30 years. But we about to virtually pretty much lynch him in a courtroom. In his court case, 13 victims are going to be brought to trial next month or 2 months from now. You got Nate Parker been acquitted. You got Chris Brown. He hasn't been accused of rape, but his accusations that have been brought upon him are utterly bullshit. But you know, we gotta plaster that shit everywhere. But you got level 3 sex offenders still working in the society. They get to just roam around and keep strong arming pussy because they're European and they're one of us. So we're gonna let them slide. You see how the game works? But you know, it ain't sliding under my platform because as long as I keep finding shit like this out, I'm gonna continue to expose it and tell my people. So let me know what y'all think about these quote-unquote allegations against Mr. Donald J. Trump, your possible next president. And by the way, have fun voting for the lesser of the evil because I won't be participating in the fuckery. Let me know what y'all think. Get in the comments, article in the description, like, subscribe, share the video.